Good afternoon. My name's Linda Lambert. I'm from the Birdtown community. I'm an elder. I live here at Solly Manor. I'm the member of the Cherokee Historical Association, which I really enjoy because we talk about so much history, and this is going to be part of our history is talking about the fair. Years ago, when I was a little girl, my mom and dad had a stand at the fair where they made hamburgers and stuff. And we stayed there the whole week. I'd be so excited when it was fair time because we got to leave home and we didn't have to come back home. I didn't have to go to school. I was off the whole week. So when my daughter grew up, I kept her out the whole week at the fair as well. So we enjoyed that time at the fair. The fair was down here at the ceremonial grounds, or where it should be still. There was bleachers back there against the bank, and they were made out of wood, but they were our bleachers, and they were also made out of rock, rock and some wood. But I miss that. They need to bring that fairground back in order. That's where our ceremonial ground is, and that's where it should always be. The fair was a big deal back then. There was rides, there was stickball, there was Indian dancing, there was places where people ate. All the food section was out in the middle of it. They built their own little buildings out in the middle of it, and that's where we stayed the night. Was out there. We slept on the ground or in the back of the car, and it was really a neat time. The food smelled so good too. The hamburgers, they grilled onions and stuff, and I can still remember that smell. And every once in a while, I get that smell in my head, and it's a wonderful smell. Like they had a little. I mean, this was just a chicken, but I'm an animal lover. I love animals, so I try to take care of all the animals. But anyway, they had this little chicken that would have to peck, 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 and I hated that chicken having to peck like that. It really bothered me. It was in a little cage and it had to peck, peck, peck. So I didn't like that. They had what they call the hoochie coochie dancers, which was really wild. And the men went, and all the women didn't like that. They were jealous, and us kids would go over there and sneak and look in there. So yeah, they traveled with the carnival, and they were hoochie coochie women. That's one thing I did not like. One thing I loved was a stickball. They had a stickball team. Dad was part of a stickball team. I guess he did the medicine, or maybe the coach, or maybe both. But anyway, he had a stickball team. Bodie Wildcat was one of his main players. I remember Bodie coming over to the house and them talking about stickball. And we didn't get to go to any of the dances or anything or be around them, when they were doing that. But I remember them talking outside and stuff. And Mom would say, "That Bodie Wildcat's the meanest one there is. He'll kill somebody if you don't watch out. He's tough out there on that field." And he was. I remember watching them, out down there at the ceremony grounds. They had the stickball out there too, so we watched it out there. It was, like I said, a great time. The fair was really good. They had the exhibits, really nice exhibits. People entered things, their things that they had grown in the gardens and stuff. So that was special. I have placed a lot of flower arrangements because I'm a nut for herbal medicine, and I had a lot of flower arrangements placed over the years. Did I win? No, I didn't win, but I did it for years and years. And I wrote essays. I sure did. I wrote essays about the fair, about the memory. I wrote a memory keeper essay that I got second place on in the fair. This was recent. This was just a few years ago that I wrote the essay about memory keepers. Back then we had a Miss Cherokee, and our Miss Cherokee in Birdtown was Dorothy McCoy. She won. I don't know if she won more than 1 year or not. I'm thinking she did, but I'm not sure. But she won. Loretta Kirby won once. Farron Sanders won one time. But it was really a neat thing. And also, back then we had this place called Frontierland, and these actors would come in. So the actors would come up there and be on stage, and the girls would just swoon over them. Michael Landon was one of them. Hoss Cartwright. David Matthews is my little sweetheart. I was a little older then. I was like maybe 12, and he was 16 or something. But he was cute back then. He wasn't bald headed like he is now, but he was a cutie. And so that was fun. And then they had started having Miss Fall Festival, which I didn't like until my niece won. She won. Connie Welch won. She sang. She played the guitar and she sang "Blowing in the Wind" by um, Bob Dylan. Oh, it's so beautiful. She almost makes me cry. She's cute. She's still cute. Connie, Connie Welch. It brings us all together. We see people that we haven't seen all year because you live in this small town, but you may not see anybody, that just lives close by. You just don't, unless you run into them at the grocery store or something, and that very seldom happens either. But yeah, everybody gets to see everybody. That's the best part, and everybody knows that too because everybody looks forward to that. Looks forward to talking to people and enjoying the enjoying the fair. This year, I'm looking forward to the exhibits. I'm really looking forward to the parade to see what's been entered as far as native plants and stuff. I can't wait to see that.